Have you ever heard of the term breaking the magic but not sure what that actually meant? Especially in furry circles? Well, hang tight because we're going to be talking about it in today's video. Are you ready? Let's go! Hi there, I'm Kame the Turtle, and you are watching Turtle Time. Today we're talking about breaking the magic, but what is breaking the magic in the first place? Well, to put it in terms that people can understand, breaking the magic is actually the act of where a performer takes off their costume, breaking the illusion that they are in fact that character. This is typically done with paid mascot performers, like at theme parks or even sporting games. However, furries also have a belief in breaking the magic, and at least one furry convention is in semi-hot water thanks to a rule they have in place. What I'm going to talk about? Hang tight till later in the video because I'm going to talk about it then. Now, what's an example of breaking the magic? Let's say you're at a Disney theme park, and you see Mickey Mouse walking around, right? Mickey Mouse takes off his head, and you just see some human under it, pretending to be Mickey Mouse. That breaks the magic of Mickey Mouse being real. Performers in that case would have to keep the character intact and only take off the costume in designated locations away from public spaces. In the case of furry conventions, that'd be like the Headless Lounge or in private rooms. However, there's a difference between a performer at a theme park and a general furry. For one thing, they get paid to be in that costume all the time. Furries are doing it just for fun. Some people have the belief that if you're a fursuiter, you should be able to fursuit in public spaces without having to pop your head off to get some air in for extended periods of time. For argument's sake, we'll put the limit at 3 hours. Now 3 hours might seem a decent stretch of time, and it is for a lot of people. That's where a debate is happening. There's two schools of thought in this. Number one, school of thought of you should be able to keep your fursuit on and only pop the head off to break the magic in the Headless Lounge or private spaces. Second school of thought is that you should be able to do it at any time, any place. If you're just trying to get some air in, get some water, eat a snack, what have you. So let's take a look at these. Let's say you're in a public space and you're just going around as your character. Some kids come up to you and just start chatting with you, having a good time. You want to break your character and get some water. Do you pop your head off around the kids? Or do you have your handler or yourself even say, we gotta go somewhere else for now, and go away from the kids in a private location to take your fursuit head off? That's an argument for only breaking the magic in set areas. However, for those with medical conditions that can't stand the heat for extended periods of time, they would have to break the magic eventually, even in a non-designated area. But fursuiting at a public park versus a furry convention, and it's two different things entirely. At a furry convention, 99% of people attending knows that we're humans under the costumes we wear. So we would understand if someone needs to pop a head off to get some air in. However, we do also have designated areas called Headless Lounges for people to take a breather, pop their fursuit head off, and just relax. Now for the argument that says people should be able to take their fursuit head off to relax at any given point. Are they factually correct? Yes, they are. And we'll go back to the public park, for example. They go around, some kids run up to them because giant talking animal. They snap some pictures, great. They want to get some water, so they go ahead and pop their head off. Does it ruin the magic for the kids? Yes. Is it their right to do that? To take off their own costume? Yes, it is. So, when it comes down to breaking the magic, it's actually a matter of preference for individuals, as some people prefer to stay in character all the time while in public spaces, while others don't really care and just want to have a fun time being themselves in and out of costume. And for those with medical conditions, of course, being able to remove your fursuit head at any given point is a must for a lot of people. However, there was one convention that came under fire recently, called Nordic FuzzCon. This one had a rule listed that was making its round on Twitter that said something along the lines of, if you're a fursuiter, please help us keep the magic alive by keeping your fursuit head on while in public spaces and popping it off in the headless lounge or in private spaces only. This came under fire by a lot of people, mostly those who saying they have medical conditions, or just saying, it's my fursuit, I can do what I want with it. If I want to take my head off to chat with my friends, I can. And those with partial saying, I can take my fursuit off anyways. However, the rule in question only affected those with full body suits or 3/4 suits. Those with more limited partials were not affected at all. And in a ruling above it, the convention itself said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that your health comes first. If you have a medical reason, feel free to take off your fursuit head at any point you need to. And according to some replies I saw, they say the convention has health lounges like every 5 to 10 minutes away from each other, giving plenty of spaces for people to head to if they need to go to a headless lounge. And that's not even including restrooms, people. But do you really want to take your fursuit head off in a restroom? Depends really. And that's another topic entirely. However, with medical rule in place, they cannot in good faith enforce the full body fursuits keeping their fursuit head on at all times in public spaces, because they cannot view a fursuiter by visual cue if they have medical reason or not for needing to take off the fursuit head. So at that point, does that become a rule or a guideline? In my opinion, it was set up as a guideline more than a rule, so that people who just take off the fursuit head to chat with a friendo are kept to a minimum. If you found this topic interesting so far, make sure to leave a like. That helps out the channel so much. So, in quick review, breaking the magic comes down to personal preference. For those who want to stay in character and only take off their fursuit head in headless lounges or private spaces, versus those who want to take off their fursuit head in public spaces, is a matter of preference. And this is not even touching upon the issue of poodling. Yes, it is 2 topics in one video. Poodling is typically done by those with partial fursuits, where they would have their hand paws, heads, feet paws, and maybe a tail, and intentionally showing skin. Right now, assuming I had an actual fursuit head and not a mask, I would not be poodling because I'm not showing skin. If I didn't have these sleeves on, I would be poodling because I'm showing my skin. Those who have issues with breaking the magic or others have issues with those poodling for the same reason, because you're breaking character. You're showing that you're human under the fursuit. Should they be forcing that opinion on others? No. If they want to enforce that rule on themselves, they can, of course, keep it to themselves. It's their character. They can perform that character however they want. If they want to show skin or not, it is up to them. Please keep it PG-13 though, especially in public spaces. Thank you very much. What's your thoughts on breaking the magic and poodling? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to know more about poodling in general, please let me know. And I'll make a longer video on it. And if you're going to a furry convention or a furmate and you're not 100% sure how to act with fursuiters, check out my video on how not to act with fursuiters, linked in the cards above and description below. And if you like what you saw and want more, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell for notifications when my next video airs. Leave a like, maybe a comment, share with friends, family, other furry friends you might know. And I hope to see y'all next time. Johnny.